Okay, good morning, folks. That'll do. Just want to let you folks know I have a new Rumble video up. Going up. And it's about the cartography issue. Fucking YouTube, I have to euphemize everything. But please like, share, subscribe, comment, donate if you feel generous. Yeah, that one was, again, another ramble. R-A-M-T-L-E. That's my, I guess it's a portmanteau for a rambling rant. Ironically, it turns out that it appears on Rumble. But for you guys who don't have Rumble, I haven't forgotten you. And in this case, I'm going to discuss a different issue. This is a pack of cigarettes. And I won't show you guys the brand, but there, I think you'll see that. Okay, so it's one of those warning things, and it says, each year the equivalent of a small city dies from tobacco use. Really? And it's got murder, alcohol, car accidents, suicides. That's estimated deaths in Canada in 1996. 26 fucking years, and they haven't updated their statistics. Yeah. But I'm pretty sure those numbers have changed pretty dramatically in those 26 years. Especially considering the sixth leading cause of death in Canada is fucking euthanasia. Oh yeah. This one. We have soldiers being offered euthanasia by our government because our government is too fucking cheap to take care of the soldiers who injured themselves protecting this country. Whether that injury was the government's fault or a consequence of action seen. That's bullshit. That's absolute bullshit. I've never served. I kind of wish I had. But, and I'm too old and I've got too many medical problems to do it now. Although I would probably attempt it. And also, I'm fairly sure the Canadian Forces is being retarded about that. But the idea that statistics are being manipulated, that people are still being given the same warning they were given 26 years ago when smoking was far, far more common. Though then again, nicotine use has probably skyrocketed again in the last 10-ish years with the vaping e-cig trends. Yeah. Sorry, it's taking me a little bit to get my head wrapped around the idea that people should be offered suicide in a country that only 10 years, 15 years before the assisted suicide legislation was brought in, still considered suicide attempts a crime. They didn't enforce it, obviously, but they considered them a crime. Yeah. But no, that's fine. Yeah. It boggles my mind that anyone would ever think that it's a good idea to tell someone, hey, you know, thanks for serving your country's interests and, uh, you know, going overseas or out of country, or even into forest fire or what have you, depending on, well, you know, the snow shoveling's great, guys. Thanks for that, but I don't think that's really a health risk. But regardless, these soldiers have put themselves out at our or for our benefit. And we're bringing in homeless. We're bringing in immigrants while veterans are living on the streets. That's bullshit. In the Rumble video I did, talking about the map question, I pointed out that a society that doesn't protect or care for or, protect its children is probably doomed to failure. In the same way, a society that doesn't take care of its guardians is also doomed to failure. We've seen in pop culture over and over the theme of veterans being ignored or dismissed by the society that they were protecting. With the Vietnam era vets especially, this was particularly brutal. And part of the reason is there was a massive outcry against the Vietnam War, which I'm not quite old enough to really be able to give a personal perspective on. But if I recall correctly, a significant reason for that movement, the anti-war movement, especially as relates to Vietnam, was the influence of celebrities. Celebrities should not be put on any kind of pedestal. These are not people who deserve or have earned the right to lecture the rest of us. Like Ricky Gervais said, you know, go up, get your little statue, thank your God, and fuck off. Don't try to use that podium as a platform for social change when you aren't part of society. And that's one of the big things with celebrity with me. These are not people who are acting like people. They're not members of society. They're held apart, held above the rest of us. Not unlike the political class. And if you are not aware, and that's one of the problems with the political class as well, same as celebrities. They have so few interactions with the average person that they have lost that common touch that Kipling spoke about. And not having that common touch, you are unable to relate to the average person's problems. Take a career politician, someone who's been in politics for, let's say, 47 years and never had a real world job. They would have no perspective about union dues, wage garnishing, taxes, income tax especially, and in a lot of cases, especially the politicians, they're the ones who determine income tax levels. Yet they're rarely subject to them. Here in Newfoundland, we have the vast majority of our legislature is paid over $100,000 a year. And where they're not, they have an expense account that pushes it way over that. And it's very easy to come to deride and feel yourself superior to the people who are paying your wages when you never interact with them. And I had an argument with a family member not too long ago. Just one second. Okay, I wasn't able to find a good video of it, but I recently had an argument with a family member about the confrontation that Chrystia Freeland had, where a guy interrupted her press conference and called her a warmonger. Now, as far as I've been able to determine from the video that I just saw, when I went looking for a good link to include in the description, couldn't find one. The point of the argument that was made by my family member, who only watches the mainstream news, was that this guy had done something absolutely egregious and unacceptable. But the perspective that my family member has is that this guy had somehow gotten directly into Chrystia Freeland's face, when that's not the case. He was minimum 20 feet away from her and simply shouting. And my response to that, before I had seen this video, was, look, she's a politician. You let yourself in for a certain degree of harassment and strife when you take on that role. You make yourself a public person. You've got to deal with the public being pissed at you sometimes. And of course, I was out of line for saying such a thing because it's a woman. Sorry, if you want equal rights, that's it. You lose your gender privilege. Right? If it had been a man confronting a man, probably wouldn't have even made the news. In fact, it doesn't generally. Guys have gotten far closer to Trudeau. I still want to shout out that young hero, the guy who got Trudeau to take a selfie with him and then called him a communist right to his face. That was gorgeous. That was wonderful. You absolute fucking legend, you. And if you folks haven't seen that, you should go hunt for it because it is absolutely priceless. It is a masterclass in trolling, and it's so subtly done, so beautifully done. Shut up! Crows. Oh, they're right outside the window. Probably on top of the shed. Oh, okay, they were right there. I saw them out the window. Okay. But I'm rambling again. My apologies. But I started off talking about statistics, and it does still kind of have some... Just a moment. I'm going to go kick a crow. No, Jonathan, not you. Okay, there we go. Just had to make a big arm movement, and Mr. Crow fucked off. Now, if we could only do that with our politicians. Well, depends on which direction the big arm movement is in, I suppose. But statistics, news stories, they're all manipulated. If you haven't seen the factual evidence yourself, you simply don't know what's true. Now, I will be showing that video to my family member and ask them if they still feel the same way about it, because I suspect the mainstream news characterized it as this guy physically getting into Chrystia Freeland's space, which he definitely did not do. Anyway, coming up on 15 minutes, so if I haven't shilled yet, and I forget when I do sometimes because, well, I don't like doing it, but, you know, I want channel growth. So, you know, like, share, subscribe, comment. If... Oh, that's better. Who needs a chiropractor when you can adjust your own joints? But definitely like, share, subscribe, comment. If you think what I'm doing is worthwhile, there is a donation link via PayPal. If you want to get something out of giving me money, look at my Getter. There are There will be another project completed, uh, probably, potentially today. I may do that stream this afternoon, where I'll be making bookends, or I suppose an art piece. Uh, yeah, look for that this afternoon, or sometime in the next 6 to 8 hours. Other than that, not a lot going on. Um, I do apologize for rambling at times. Part of the reason is because so many things are interconnected, and it's extremely easy to tie one topic into another without manipulating the facts at all. Um, yeah, in any case, folks, I hope you're having a good day. I hope you continue to have a good day. Go check out my Rumble and rise again until lambs become lions. Bye bye. Oh, I missed the button.